Hey, this is Bill Mosley. I play Otis in House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects and Chop Top and Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And you're listening to WithoutYourHead.com. Don't touch that dial or I will lick your plate. Oh, no.
All right, I'd like to welcome Sid Haig to Without Your Head. Welcome to the show.
Hey, it's good to be here.
Cool. Let everybody know, first of all, that you're going to be at the, it's a Rock and Shock convention, and that's, you can find out more information at rockandshock.com. That's October 13th, the 14th, and the 15th. That takes place in Worcester, Massachusetts.
It's a great show. I don't know if you guys have been there or not, but this is my third year.
Oh. I'll definitely be there this
year. They got great bands, really great guests. It's a fun weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not only just the the horror movie convention. It's also there's a lot of bands there.
Right.
At the concert, it takes place at the DCU Center and also at the Palladium. Do you enjoy meeting the fans and getting a chance to interact with them?
Oh yeah, because it's just I just find out so much about where they're at and what their likes are and dislikes and stuff, and I like to just keep my finger on the pulse, if you will, of what's going on with people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I thoroughly enjoy it. I was just in Minnesota this last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
at the Crypticon show, and it was their first year, and there weren't tons of people there, which actually gave me a little more time to talk with people and kind of interact, and it was very good.
Mm-hmm. Does that make you feel proud of your work? When people come up to you and remember so many different things you've done.
Well, it's kind of amazing that they do.
Right.
I don't know if I'm proud, but I'm amazed. People have got long memories.
What's one of the craziest things anybody's had you sign?
What's one of the craziest things anybody's had me sign?
You could talk about it. Oh,
my God. Well, I've signed breasts and butts and thongs while they were being worn. Yeah.
I hope that was all female fans anyway.
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
If we make it there, we won't be asking you to sign anything like that.
Yeah. I don't. None of my male fans so far have had breasts. So
if anyone's out there listening, any of the male fans.
Yeah. Yeah, if you got a breast, bring it by. What the heck?
Right.
But it has to be your own. It has to be your own.
Well, what did people mostly remember you for? When they want an autograph or something?
Well, because most of the people that come to conventions are within, the House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects demographic, if you will. Mm-hmm. Those are the things that have received the most comment, and then some people actually start searching out some of my other work and are once again amazed at how old I am. Yeah.
We're all huge fans of Spider Baby.
All right. We've just finished doing some commentary for the 40th anniversary DVD, remastered digitally with some newly found footage.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
And hopefully that should be out late spring, early summer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm marking out for that.
Does it have deleted scenes?
I don't think there were any deleted scenes. They were searching for everything they had.
Right.
And I don't even know if we have a blooper reel. It would be too weird to look at anyway. So
yeah. What was the reaction to that movie when it first came out? Because it was some controversial subject matter for the time.
Well, the thing is, it was delayed 2 years in release because it was tied up in some legal stuff, and And it had a mixed reaction because in most major markets it was, in and out in 2 weeks and nobody really had anything to say about it. It was only afterward when the DVD, actually VCRs were, VHS tapes were released out of Canada. They were like stuff that was just videotaped off a screen. Okay, so they were all muddy and crappy and everything. And that's when people started really paying attention to it. And then the DVD releases, and then we had some screenings like at the New Art Theater in LA, and every year more and more people want big screen screenings of it, and more DVDs get sold, so it's all very cool.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. You're pretty young, when that came out. Did you have any problems with playing the Ralph character?
No, because I'm pretty crazy anyway.
Right.
No, it was really a lot of fun. I did a little research by going to the zoo and getting some animal characteristics down, and just watching kids, play at playgrounds and stuff, and how they interacted with one another, and so that I could get that feeling going, with my sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just pretty much a romp. I mean, I basically got to make up who my character was and what it was all about, because, there was no point of reference. I mean, we don't have a lot of data on regressing families.
Right.
It's like, so it was pretty much just shoot for it, and if it worked, great.
Mm-hmm. There's been a lot of remakes lately. Was there ever any talks of someone remaking that movie that you know of?
Well, yes. And no. I kind of got the idea of what the remake might be and didn't intrigue me very much.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody actually did Spider Baby the Musical.
Ooh.
And they sent me a copy. It was a local kind of thing, community theater deal, and oh my God. It was less than interesting.
You got a question?
It was it was an effort. They shot for it, and they missed.
Right. You got a question, Incher?
Does it surprise you when you notice the influences that it has on modern day directors like Quentin Tarantino or Rob Zombie, all those Jack Hill pictures you did?
Well, it had to have, because all those things were filmed when Rob and Quentin were growing up, and they watched them all. I mean, I've talked to them about it, and into that genre of film, and so you can't help but be influenced by somebody. And Quentin Tarantino just openly admitted, that he thought that Jack Hill was probably the best living American director that there is.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did he come to you, based off those movies, to be in some of his movies, Quentin Tarantino?
Yeah. Because he was a fan of those films.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that when I did Jackie Brown, he spent the entire day quoting every line that ever came out of my movie, any movie that was ever made. The guy has got a memory that's unreal.
That's great.
Yeah. It's amazing.
I just wanted to ask, what animal is actually on the dinner table in the scene where you ate the, what's supposed to be a cat?
What was supposed to be the cat?
Yeah.
Rabbit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Same body shape,
Mm-hmm.
just whack off the ears. Yeah, so, I mean, it was something that was edible and not totally gross.
Right.
Yeah.
Were you going to say something, Incher?
Out of all the Jack Hill films you've done, which one do you look back at on the fondest?
Oh, wow. That's like saying, which one of your kids do you like best? Yeah. There's just so many that are special for a lot of different reasons. Spider Baby, of course, because that was the start of, what ultimately became a career for me. I mean, it wasn't my first film; it was my fourth. I had done two other films for Jack. His student film, The Host, which is on the Switchblade Sisters DVD at the end. And also Bloodbath or Track of the Vampire or whatever else it's called. So, that was actually the fourth film that I did. The third with Jack.
Those up.
And that was special because it was Lon Chaney Jr. I grew up watching Lon Chaney Jr. films, on the big screen, Saturday matinees. And Pit Stop was special because it was kind of a dramatic role, something that I hadn't had a chance to do. Even though the guy was, in the beginning of the film, was kind of a jerk, he softened, and you kind of liked him at the end,
Right. When you got the role of Captain Spaulding, was it kind of a similar deal with Rob Zombie? He knew you from those movies, or how did you get the role for that?
I think so. It kind of came, and Rob and I have really never talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we just work together, and it's just what happens. But at his wedding, I was talking with his brother, and he said, "This is really weird." And I said, "What, the wedding?" And he goes, "No, standing here talking to you." I said, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "Well, when Rob and I were kids, we used to wake up every Saturday morning and watch you on Jason and Star Command, and used to scare the crap out of us every Saturday." So I guess that kind of stuck with him, along with, some of the other things. So.
When you read the role for Captain Spaulding, did you know right away it was like a role you really wanted to play?
Oh, yeah, because I knew I could have so much fun with it. Basically, it was presented to me as a deal where I had to go to this office and sign a letter of non-disclosure and take the script home and read it, and if I liked it, the part was mine. And I took it home and I read it, and I said, "Yeah, nobody's playing this but me." And even though there was only like 4 scenes in the film, I knew I could have so much fun with those 4 scenes that I had to do it.
Yeah, were you surprised? That's not the biggest part in the movie, but that it just took off so well with the fans.
Yeah, I guess just because it was so weird and quirky, and the guy's totally out of his tree.
How much do you think you added to the role? And how much was already written for the role?
It was all there. I just changed some words around here and there, and kind of goofed a little bit. And I didn't know how Rob worked or anything, so I pushed the envelope, knowing that if I went too far, he'd pull me back. When the 2 guys come in to rob the store, when they said raise their hands and I flipped them off, that wasn't in the script. Rob fell out of his chair. We had to do because he screwed up the take because he was laughing. And it just kind of went like that. But I didn't change any of the character. I didn't insist on changing any of the scenes. I changed some of the dialogue around, that's all.
Right. The question and answer?
Was it any different working with Rob Zombie, seeing that was his first film, than other directors?
No, it wasn't, no. He had a great support team, that he could ask questions of. It's like, I want to do this. Is this possible? Yeah, it is. Okay, fine. Because remember, he had directed like 5 music videos, or even more, like 5 or 10 music videos before he did this. And really the basic difference between doing music videos and film is the way that the whole thing is edited, and the story is much shorter, okay? And I knew that he was going to be fine because, whatever you are in one art form, you're going to be in another. And he's just so very precise and conscientious and innovative in his music, and so there would be no reason why he would be any different doing a film. I was very comfortable with him doing, whether it was his first film or his 10th film.
Is there ever, anybody worried that maybe, coming from directing videos, that he would try to make the movie, a little too fast, kind of like a music video? We wouldn't really be able to follow it for, a whole feature-length movie?
See, he's so intelligent, he knew what had to be done. He knew that, he knows the difference.
Do you think he grew as a director from House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects?
Yeah, I think he did. I think he grew in that he kind of had a realization that he wanted to now start focusing on the people and get a clear character kind of description of, who these people were, and get more into the family, and as opposed to the first film, which was maybe a little cartoony. It was very campy and extremely visual, and and he just kind of settled into the seriousness of who these people were.
Yeah.
And he knew that that's basically what he felt that he had to do.
Yeah. Are you glad that they're much different movies? It's not like just more of the same to try to capitalize off the the success of the first one and just kind of remake it for the sequel. They're really different movies.
Absolutely a different movie, and I like it a lot more. It doesn't have the kind of animated entertainment value to it, but it's just more real and more gritty, and just focuses on who these people are.
Right. Do you agree with the decision to cut the Dr. Satan scene out? It didn't really fit with the rest.
Oh, I'm sorry, repeat the question?
Do you agree with the decision to cut the Dr. Satan scene out of Devil's Rejects because it really didn't fit with the rest of the movie?
Yeah, I totally agree. Because you're going along, you've got this storyline going, they're on the run, they're on the chase, they're blah, 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 boom, boom, and then we just stop and we do Dr. Satan, and then we start again. It didn't work.
You got another question, Incher?
Do you enjoy working in the horror genre?
Yeah, I do. Sure. I enjoy working on good films. I don't really distinguish between genres, okay? But doing horror films is a lot of fun, because you just kind of get wacky and really strange things.
Do you think horror movies are kind of looked down upon by, movie critics?
Oh, sure. Because movie critics, how can I best say this? Movie critics in general are kind of mainstream, and anything out of the norm is kind of tough for them to get behind. However, Ebert and Roper gave it 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, that's on the cover of the DVD right here.
Yeah.
2 thumbs up.
Right. 2 bloody thumbs up. And in his review for the Chicago Sun-Times, he really got into depth with how he felt about it, and he actually, I was shocked. He felt that he had to find out a little bit about more little bit more about who I was, and he actually went onto my website, www.sidhaig.com, plug. He went onto my website to check out my other credits and just kind of poke around and see what was going on there, and came away saying, well, he doesn't seem like a bad guy. So I was really kind of shocked and pleased that went on.
Yeah, that's cool. Speaking of your website, you can check out the Chicken Shack cheerleaders on there.
Yeah. Yeah, please do.
Right, which I know a lot of our fans, that's what they'll be checking out.
Yeah. There you go.
Another question there, Incher?
You've worked with Donald Pleasance before in THX 1138. How does it feel to take over the Dr. Loomis character in Rob Zombie's Halloween?
Wait a second. Are you saying that I'm going to do Dr. Loomis in Halloween?
That's what was on IMDb.
IMDb is riddled with posts by liars, and fakers, and trolls, and flamers, and basically people who are insane and have nothing better to do with their lives than tell lies about things and people.
Oh, that was
no, I'm not playing that role. I don't know. The script hasn't even been written yet. So we don't even know if Dr. Loomis is in it. If I were asked to play Dr. Loomis, I would jump at it in a second. Yeah. But we don't even know if he's on the page. So until that time, I'm just sitting here talking to you.
Night of the Living Dead 3D. How different is it filming in 3D?
It's no different at all, really. This process is the same in terms of what I do as an actor. Of course, the technical process is a lot different because you're shooting with basically two cameras in parallax, going on either side of the face, basically, just slightly, and then joining together. They built 2 brand new cameras for this film, specifically for this film. It was very cool.
Were you happy with the ending of Devil's Rejects being, it's like really final, the house blows up and 3 of you guys, pretty much get killed?
Yep. It was time for him to die. It just, I think it was well done. I don't think anybody's ever going to listen to Freebird the same way again. And it just was something that, needed to happen. Because, for a lot of reasons, ultimately, good against evil, blah, 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 blah. Of course, by the end, we're not sure who's evil and who's not.
Right.
But, the whole morality of it all, and, these guys were kind of bad. They did kind of screw people over and stuff.
Just kind of.
Yeah. But, I was happy with the way it ended. And from a whole nother standpoint, I just cringe at the idea of doing the Devil's Rejects Part 15.
Right.
It's like, oh my God, give it up.
Right. Any chance of a prequel? I know you guys I think you guys mentioned that on the commentary track.
Well, a prequel would be interesting. Bill and Sherry and I wouldn't be in it because, they can make us look older, but they don't make us look younger.
Right.
And the idea of a 15-year-old Captain Spaulding is a little too scary.
Were you worried that any of the fans would be upset that you take the makeup off in the movie?
No, I wasn't worried about that at all.
Mm-hmm.
We had it in there in the first couple of seasons, and so that was, a little satisfaction for people who wanted to see the makeup, and then now let's see the guy.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Have you ever worn the makeup in the bedroom in real life?
No. That's a little too freaky. Besides, by the time I got the makeup on, who knows if the urge is still going to be there,
Right.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, how long did it take him to do the makeup on that?
Well, with the makeup and the tattoos and everything, about an hour and a half.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you get any backlash from the clown community, saying you give the clowns bad a name or anything?
Yeah. I expected that, but none of it happened.
Yeah.
Because I don't think clowns watch these kind of movies. It's not a clown kind of movie.
You got any more questions, Incher?
I just have one from the message board. Good and Bad and Ugly Man. He wants to know what star from Devil's Reject is most like their character they portray.
Oh, no, I'm not going to go there. No.
Well, we can reverse and say which is most unlike their character.
Sherry. Sherry is most unlike her character.
That's good to know.
Yeah. She is an absolute sweetheart.
Anything you want to tell your fans out there? Why they should come and see you at the Rock and Shock convention?
Well, you should just come because it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of Devil's Rejects people there. And if you've never been to a convention before, you should just come because it's so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I would look forward to seeing everybody.
Anything you want to tell, someone who's an actor, young actor, because it took you, you've been there for a long time till you really became, really famous.
Yeah, I've been doing this for 45 years.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, there's all kinds of things. There's the funny part, which says, learn your lines and try not to trip over the furniture. And then there's the reality of never quitting. It's an old, and I've quoted this before, but it's from a speech by Winston Churchill to the graduating class of Oxford University, in which he said, never quit. Never, never, never quit. Mm-hmm. And that was his speech. And it's true. If you love what you're doing and you keep at it and you don't let anything stand in your way, you can realize that dream, that desire. You just keep going. And you're going to run into some tough times, maybe. Perfect example. James Arness had the toughest time getting started. I mean, he played the fourth cowboy from the left in every John Wayne movie. Okay? Too tough to work. It was like, oh my God, he starved. And finally, when John Wayne was offered the role of Matt Dillon in Gunsmoke, he said, well, I don't do television, but I'll tell you what, there's a guy you should look at, and that's James Arness. And that's how his whole thing got started. Mm-hmm. After years of struggling. His brother, on the other hand, Peter Graves, came to town to become an actor, and Arness said, oh, God, please, just go back home. Don't even think about it. It's too tough. And 2 weeks later, Peter Graves was working and never stopped. So it's just, it's just the way things fall. It's your attitude going in. But no matter what, if you want something bad enough, and I don't care if it's acting or, medicine or getting an MBA or whatever it is, just don't be distracted. Just keep focused and keep moving forward.
Well, thanks for coming on here. We really appreciate it.
Okay.
Anything we got you got coming out for everybody to look forward to?
Well, yes. Night of the Living Dead 3D opens November 10th. And do you have any listeners in Indiana?
Yeah, we got listeners pretty much everywhere.
Okay. Well, a film which is a drama called The Little Big Top, is going to be premiering at the Heartland Film Festival, 19th through the 27th.
Mm-hmm.
So that's in October.
Okay, so we can check that out. Or
Yeah.
you play a clown in that one too, I believe.
Yes, but a whole
A whole different
priest. Yeah, a whole different guy. Yeah.
All right, well, thanks again, man. Really appreciate
Okay.
it, and good luck in the
All right.
future.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, you're listening to YouWithoutYourHead.com, and this is Michael Berryman. Don't touch that dial.